All right. Good evening, LinkedIn. Dave Wilson, the Rogan Hire Show. Hey, tonight I'll talk about the great platform of LinkedIn and how to utilize it and what I do, and some great things to discuss about it and what you should be doing versus what you're not doing. So I'll be right back after this. I just had a new video made. Right. I love those videos. I want to start out by saying Happy Veterans Day to my brothers. We all Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines. So we come from a strong military background, and I want to thank our father for that. He really, you went in, you didn't deny it. So, but also to all the veterans out there today, it's a great day. It's a great day to celebrate for what veterans have done for us, and what we live for now. So today I wanted to talk to you about LinkedIn and how I utilize it, and just some hints. And I learned from everybody on here from LinkedIn on how to use it. I've mastered social media, Facebook and those platforms. I don't do the TikTok and all that stuff. Should soon, but I've mastered that down, and I don't really see the Facebook part getting any better. Once you master it and you get it down, it doesn't really change that much anymore. They're just changing little things with the interest, and they're so regulated that that you really got to know what you're doing anymore to be successful. But LinkedIn, when I first heard about it, Jesus, it's been 8 years maybe, and didn't know much about it. But it is so powerful, LinkedIn, if you use it correctly and what it's there for. All the professionals. And what is a professional? Professional is everyone. Anyone can be on LinkedIn to be on professional services. It's getting to the point to where, some companies will just say, send me your LinkedIn profile. Right. And that's a great thing, because you have everything on there. I mean, when you're looking for someone, you got the company profile, right? You can look at a company if you're looking for work. Look at the profile, follow it. Look at the postings. Learn about it that way, besides just going on the website, which will have that there also. It has their locations, and again, like their website. So you can go on it right from there and then learn also. The contacts, like when I want to reach out to somebody, you send a connection. Some people put a message, and I don't always. If I see somebody I want to connect with, I'll just connect, push send. You wait. It's okay. You might wait for a long time, but if they'll accept it, they accept it. If they don't, it doesn't matter. I try to go after myself. I try to go after, like example, if I'm doing a show on LinkedIn right now, after this, I'm going to tag and I'm going to put at LinkedIn everywhere I can on this post. And the reason I say that is because you want to be seen, you want to be heard. And the only way to do it is you got to make some noise. You got to get aggressive for even the job hunting, because if you use LinkedIn correctly, I've told everybody before, you have the company's name, right? You have the hiring managers. You can look, right? You got location, cities, everything. You have it all right there. First connection, second connection, third. It's right there for you to learn about that person and reach out. And whether you do a post, like if you put on your resumes right up on LinkedIn, right, you post it, and you're looking for work and you have that little green ring, That's so powerful right there. But you just don't post it, right? You put on there, and then every friggin' company within a 25-mile radius that you want to drive to, that's what you put on there. You put at and the company's name. Then look under the location where you're at. Everybody that's on LinkedIn will be there. The only ones that really don't accept when you send an invite, you have to do an email. You got to pay. Listen, nothing's for free, and LinkedIn's got to make money. A lot of people say, they charge too much. They don't. You don't utilize it enough. You just don't purchase like Sales Navigator and think sales are going to come to you. Like if you send out 10, the invites, you got to be smart what you're utilizing. But let me go back to the part I was talking about. So when you know that hiring manager and you know that location, tag them, tag the living hell out of them. Tag every person at their names with your resume on there. What is the worst thing that's going to happen? They don't respond, all right? But they'll get a notification that their name. So they're going to take a look. Some managers right now, they're looking for people, so just put 10 of them, 15, who cares? There's nothing, the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to get a job. That's really bad, right? You'll get a job, but it's going to put you ahead of some of the job boards. I can't even stand the job boards. Oh God, Langston, how you doing, sir? It's good. Thanks for coming on the show. I'm glad you stopped me there, but job boards are so expensive to find work, and it's so hard to get responses back. But let me tell you, LinkedIn, if used correctly, right? You can get that interview. You can get that message to that hiring manager. You can get that message to that frontline supervisor. Ask a question. All right. Send a message. Hi, my name's Dave. Listen, I noticed you were hiring. Is there a possibility you would know someone who I could reach out to? How could a person in their messenger not respond to that? Instead of all those spam ones that come in and all that stuff comes in, right? Automatic responses. Listen, we'll go over that shortly, but what's wrong with saying, hey, I'm looking for a job. Would you be able to help me or give me a contact person? Again, what's the worst thing that can happen? You get a contact name, right? There. The other thing that people don't realize is, you have my contact emails on there. Everybody has a contact email. Majority, they might be Gmails, MSN, AOL. AOL, we all have them, right? I'm not even going to go there, but listen, if you're looking for work, I tell people, get aggressive. Send an email to their Gmail. That kind of rhymes. Send an email to their Gmail. Think about it. What's the worst that's going to happen? Write a nice email. Everybody says, well, they're not going to respond. All right. And when people say no, I say yes. So what if they do respond? And they say, wow, thank you for connecting with me. Yeah, I could try to help you. Don't say no. It can happen. The other worst thing is they don't hear from you. So then people say, well, it's not professional to send an email. Why the hell you have it on there then? Take it off. If you don't want your contact email on there on LinkedIn, take it off. It's that simple. You don't want to be contacted. Don't put your email on there. If you don't want somebody to know your age, right? Everybody says, oh, they'll know my age. Don't put your birthday on there. Simple. That just puts an end to it. But Gmail, email, send them an email. Say, listen, I'm having a hard time right now. I'm really trying to find work. If somebody on LinkedIn that does that and gets an email like that and just gets pissed off at it, they don't belong on there because it's just trying to help somebody out. It's not like they're going after 10 people in another state. They're going after you because you put your contact information on there. You have your LinkedIn profile. You can share your LinkedIn profile to somebody on social media pages. And like I always said, HR has always had to get on there, hard to get on. I don't blame them. But one day, I'm going to tell you the secret, how to get on every HR person on LinkedIn. I'm not going to tell you how to do it yet, but you can do it. It's pretty cool. When you start learning some of the stuff you don't want to know because it's like, wow. Some of the other great things about doing what I'm doing here, a video, right? It's live, but it doesn't mean you can't do a video on YouTube and post it or even on Facebook and post it here. Same thing. Why not do something like that? You got nothing to lose. Put a 1-minute video from YouTube, record it. Hi, my name is Dave Wilson. I'm looking for work. If anybody could please help me, attached below is my resume. If you know anybody in the area, please, I need help. Between that little green ring, it's priceless. Then you got to do what I say. Then you got to tag people and you got to put at the companies. Don't worry about them. One person can change your life on LinkedIn. One. That's all it takes. I tell everybody, like when I have them on the show when I do interviews, I'm bringing up a lot more interviews now. I really enjoy doing that. All it takes is that one person, that's it. So think about it. Post a 30, 1 minute video and talk about yourself, right? You got nothing to lose, but a lot to gain because more people see you. And then people say, well, I only have 200 followers. Well, I only have 1,000, right? And you got some people on LinkedIn here, listen, 25, 35, 45, 50, 60, 70,000 followers. Listen, you're not going to get there. You don't really need to get there. Now, for like podcasts and all that, but nobody sees 70,000 people or followers. It gets you, what LinkedIn does is they give you a little bit more a lot more information is going to come down through your thread. So for what I have, I get to see a little bit more than some people do that they're not active. They're not active. You're not going to see anything. But that's your problem for it. So what you want to do is you want to build that LinkedIn page, right? Build it sharp. Put on there, you have everything on there. You got your resume, right? You can post that. You can post articles. You can post, about section about you, all your work history. Really go into detail, really sharp. Put a nice image up there, up shot right here, right? Put that right in there. You can photo edit. Some, I'll tell you what, I don't know. I got to look at mine to see if I really look like that anymore. But, do a nice professional picture and it's going to get you somewhere. I guarantee you, if you use it right for looking for work, you're going to find a job easier than somebody else that's just going on those friggin' job boards, Indeed and all that stuff. If you want to spend all that money, well, you're not as a job, but you all pay for it at the end of the road. We all pay for it because it's just getting so crazy. So another part of it is premium, right? Premium comes with a lot of different things. And Sales Navigator, all you hear is, it's too expensive, right? Well, LinkedIn's got to make money, all right? But if you don't utilize Sales Navigator or Premium correctly, guess what? It doesn't work. You're going to pay that money and you're not going to do anything. So everybody thinks when you just pay for it, like Premium. I like Premium because you get all those great videos. Let me tell you, for anybody that wants to learn the videos on LinkedIn, they are top notch. They might only be 2 minutes, some of them 15 minutes, and you're going to pay for it. You're going to pay, I think it's like a monthly $29 or something like that. But you get unlimited and you'll get certificates. And listen, if you're learning at home and you have your own business even, that is priceless to watch those videos. You'll really grow by watching them. You're going to learn a lot. They're very professionally done. So, and take a look at it. You're going to like them. On there, reach out to resume writers. You just type in resume writers in your area. How easy is that, right? Send a message. Hey, what do you charge or what? Tell me about yourself. But if you look at the profile, you're going to know something about the person, right? So you're going to see the last post that the person did. So if you look at somebody's LinkedIn and says, wow, 8 months ago or a year, the chances of them responding to that, only unless you at their name, they're really not going to see it. They're not active. They become active when they're looking for work. When you're looking for work, people will always say, you always hear, well, I should start working on my LinkedIn profile. Well, I should. It doesn't work if you don't use it correctly. Listen, Facebook belongs on Facebook. Leave that there. Leave it there to have all the fun that you want. Enjoy it. Be all TikTok and all that crap and all that stuff. Just dance up and down. Have fun. That's what it's about. But on LinkedIn, you can have that other side. You can have that professional. You can still have fun. but you're not going to post things that you post on social media onto LinkedIn. That's my opinion. I mean, if you want to get crazy once in a while on LinkedIn, hey, go for it. And it's fun, but utilize it correctly. You're going to get results. Think about it. Don't wait till you start job searching or you were laid off or you see something coming. Because when you're on there and you put that little green ring, I'm going to tell you a secret. What I do is for in the staffing, what I do to have guests on the show for the Ring of Hire show, right? The live interview. I type in open to work people. That's all you got to do is you put the stuff on there, you put their name, whatever you want. All the recruiters in Allentown, Lehigh Valley, I just connect with every single one of them. And if I get 100 invites during the week, I click every single one of them. And if I get 20, because when I want to get my message out in the Lehigh Valley, it's easy. This platform is so powerful, even if you did a video and it's not live. I don't know who's watching this. Langston Wilson's not watching it, but I don't care. If my message gets out and what I'm talking about, that's all that matters. If somebody on this show watches it and then shares it, the video, guess what? You just got shared to a whole new network. Again, people are sometimes negative about LinkedIn, and I'm very positive about it. Some people say, well, you don't see posts, you don't see people. Listen, whatever they do behind the scenes, you're not going to change it. It's just like the other social media. I'm talking into the microphone. It's going to the cloud. They're going to know everything about you anyway. So utilize it great. And the premium, listen, if you want to know who's even looking at your thing, right? You can hide premium so nobody even knows you have it. Because if they know you have it, they know you're looking at your page. A lot of people do that with work. If you don't want to put your work, if you don't want to put your private life, if you don't want to put your, employment, don't put it. Because you're responsible. You're the one putting your company or yourself, the company's name on your site. Like me, this is for the Ring of Hire show. And I put my work experience, but you utilize it the way you want to utilize it. The people will look at you because if you have premium and they don't know it, right? You hide it. You can go on there, and even if they clicked on your profile, you can tell who is looking at you. Every once in a while I go on there, I was like, oh, right. But what I do is this is what you got to do creatively and if you use it correctly, this is a great tip, is when you go on there and see who's been looking at you, right? Everything, connect with them. I did tonight. A lot of them were open to work because once open to work gets around and I do some great interviews on there, then other people want to come. So I'm targeting people open to work because I want to help. I want to bring them on a show, and I'm lining up 3 or 4 more next week. So I connect with open to work. They're looking at it. They'll look at the Ring of Hire show and they'll look at the videos. Wow, maybe you can help me. He's in staffing, right? Got recruitment. I love recruiting. I love helping people. That's why I do this show. I love just getting my message out and sharing my opinions with others. And yes, LinkedIn can be like social media sometimes. And I get some messages that, listen, I ignore them. I don't feed into it because that's like Facebook. I mean, unless you're going to say something in front of the person, everybody's like high school on here sometimes. Let it go. I get messages all the time. Why did you say this? And it's in my opinion. That's all I'm doing. It's what I've learned. And I try to teach people from what I learned because on LinkedIn, that's where I learn a lot. I could reach out to any single one on the network or anybody that's out of my network and want to ask some questions. And I guarantee that they're going to respond. Any professional will. So for your job search, do it. Get aggressive and don't care what somebody else is saying to you. If somebody's saying, oh, don't do that, that's not. What? You got to be crazy. If you're getting into like Coca-Cola or Pepsi, let's say, and I want to get my name in front of them, I'm going to tag the living hell out of all of them. I'll tag the CEO. You don't know if he looks at it or not, but some of them do. They really do. They look at they're not doing something. They're not busy all the time. They want to look at their employees. Let's see what this guy does or what lady, what she does. But that's what it's about. You're learning about the person. There's so much stuff on there. But again, when people say they have to pay for premium and all that, they come up with excuses. Oh, it's no good. You got to pay for it. Well, what do you think? $89 or whatever it is for sales or Navigator up to $129. That, let me tell you, when you're doing sales, and yeah, you only get so many credits, right? You get like maybe 20 or something like that, right? but you got to use them smart. You got to really do your research on it. You don't want to use one of your credits for just to get a hold of somebody out in another state for no reason, right? But if you're looking for a job search or you're looking for sales, what do you got to lose? That's how you're going to get into the HR, which they're all staffing. I'm not going to get into that right now, but go after the people with your credits for sales. If it doesn't work, guess what? Pay for it for another month. All it takes is one. So when people sit there and they say, it's too expensive, get out of here, man. What do you think? They're going to do this all for free? It's a platform. They got bills to pay, just like all of us do. So when you realize the powerful, how you can get your message out and be heard, that's one of the best things you're going to learn. Because when I say like they're about hashtags, right? After this, I'm going to put everything you'll see. Every single hashtag on LinkedIn, every person on LinkedIn, I'm going to be going on there at their name when it gets black, right? At. And then tomorrow you see the views, you'll look at your premium and you'll see how many people from LinkedIn looked at it. But it's a lot of work. So when you're looking for a job search, you can do just as well by sitting in front of LinkedIn one day, build your profile. Listen, if you're not sure how to build a profile on LinkedIn, do what I did. I just learned, I went to everybody's in my field and I looked what they did and I put what they did. I copied and paste sometimes what they did because they were better what they wrote on theirs. And I wanted to look just as professional. Grammarly. I love Grammarly. Listen, 2 years ago or 3, you probably wouldn't even responded to me because people on LinkedIn, they really watch that. They'll be like, you spelled the word wrong, right? Or you did a typo. God's sake. I was getting messages when I was doing it. It's like, you spelled this word wrong. Whoa, go back. Like I was nervous, but you don't. Listen, Grammarly, changed my life. I'll tell you what, it's $139 for the year and you can utilize it on all your platforms and it tells you how to say it. It tells you what to say, makes you, and it's not that you don't know how to write, but you don't. But it teaches you because it gives you an email. People don't even realize this with Grammarly. It gives you an email every week to see how you're doing. I can tell you that I've learned that I don't put apostrophes after and. I can tell you that I don't know how to spell tomorrow half of the time. This is the biggest one. If anybody knows how to spell the word LinkedIn, because when you Google LinkedIn, there's all different spellings of it. So I give up. So I'm just like, all right, whatever. And that's good. And I just sent an email tonight to a young lady. I think I did 3 typos. I was like, oof, I didn't have my LinkedIn, my summary on them in Grammarly. So I was like, oh man, she's going to think I don't know how to write. So she's coming on the show next week, hopefully, and I'll say her name, but I'm going to have a joke about that. But think about it. Hashtag the living hell out of everybody, right? Write some articles and do some content. And how do you do it, right? Well, I'll tell you what, when you look at my thread here, I do everything on this thread myself. All right. And the videos, I use the Fever app, what do you want to call it, right? I have a great guy in Algeria, whatever. It's Dark 2019. I've known him for over 2 years. We've made over 90 some videos. We've gotten so good, it only cost me $17. That video that I'll even show at the end here, $17, we had it done within 35 to 40 minutes. That's how good we know each other. And we've never met. I send him my image, I Google some images on her, what I feel, and you'll see this about staffing, about you're getting fired, you quit. Watch this video in the beginning or at the end. And that only took us that little bit of time because he knows me. We're all over that now. Like I don't even have to make sometimes one revision unless I don't like the music. But I got off the subject there. Between that and Grammarly, it tells you. So what you're doing wrong, you can improve on LinkedIn. Because what on LinkedIn, listen, I mean, you do want to have it correct. If other professionals start looking at you, just check out the grammar. You're not going to be perfect because I've noticed I went on some of the articles that people write. Whoa, I don't feel as bad because Grammarly, I was like, oh yeah, check that. So do some of your posts, put on there. Listen, I like lions. I like leadership stuff and you'll see it on the page and just put on there what you feel. It doesn't have to be much, short. Post an image and you're going to start seeing people like this stuff, right? So when it comes to liking and I like to talk about the sharing content, is you got to do a few things. Listen, you got to like people's posts. There's Jake. It is. You're the funniest lean guy here, but they call you out on that, Jake. So that's why I use Grammarly, and it really, I told you before. Listen, Grammarly. It teaches you, all right? Because then you actually, after like 6 to 10 months, then you just type it and you're like, damn, I'm pretty freaking good. I'll be like, hey, I get an email that says I'm 90% better than, I don't know, they give you some stats, 90% better of 1,000 some people, who knows. But utilizing it correctly, you'll be winning there. But what I wanted to say is, you need to like say Jake, right? Jake comes on the show and he's on here a couple times, and I've gone on his page. And if you see something, like it, it shares it, right? You like it, I like it, and sometimes comment, then I share it on my own page. But people, what I've learned, and I don't know why, is people don't want to share people's stuff. And if I like somebody's post really good, I like it, I'll comment it for further, right? And then I'll share it. So if you have a lot of followers, yes, you will get a lot more views and you'll be able to share it. And people like that. People really appreciate it. And I think that comes into kind of like an etiquette. Like, do you like my posts all the time? Not really. But if you see one, when I post things about getting fired, when I talk about bad managers, micromanagers, they're the highest views and the highest likes and everything that you can do. All right, then we're going to get that on the schedule. We're going to get that, Jake. I have you on here. And see, that's how easy it is. I don't know Jake that much, but if I want to learn about him, which I have, I go on his LinkedIn page right after, and you click on it, and you can connect with Jake. Look at his profile. See why he's the funniest lean guy. Do you know what that means? Go on his page. Click on it. There's nothing wrong with it. And then connect with him. And then when you're on the connections, and he's got some good connections, it makes it easier for that. So really, just try something. You think of something. And maybe you're upset a day about getting laid off, right? Get an image of a layoff, and then type how you feel. It doesn't do anything but just gets a message out, and people will see it on LinkedIn. So again, it's a lot of work in the beginning. LinkedIn is a lot of work. It's a lot. You really got to stay active. And you don't only want to do it when you're not looking for a job. And I'm going to emphasize that a lot. Build your character. Build who you are. Put on here. You got one shot at it. And when somebody's hiring you, let me tell you, and I got it. When you have it, they can look at you when you're going to get hired. They'll look at you. They're going to look you up. Wouldn't you? I get looked up a lot. And I always say to myself, I'm always, from doing this for about 3 years now, I've always was afraid, what if I say something wrong? Is my employer going to say something? Okay, what if they don't like what I'm doing, or if somebody disagrees? I'm not on here. I always say I'm not on here to for my employer, right? I love where I work, but they're not part of me. I mean, I'm doing something that myself, and doing a podcast and talking, whether they utilize that at my employment or they don't. I would never come on a show and talk bad about companies. I don't, besides job boards, that's the only thing that really irritates me, and about just micromanagers and getting fired. But I don't really get upset about it anymore, because I'm not saying anything wrong. I don't want to say something wrong unless that person's, why would I want to say to a company? Because you're on LinkedIn, you can get caught up in that. They'll look at people's comments, and I know what Joel here says, connections and networking are so important. It's not what you know, but who wants to know you. Joel, I'm going to leave that up there for a second also. And that's exactly what I mean by that. You can spend sometimes, listen, if you spend an hour a week, if you're not really active on LinkedIn, if you put about an hour a week on it, when that time comes that you're looking for a promotion, or you're looking for work, or you've gotten laid off, you've gotten let go, whatever the circumstances, you moved. Guess what? Before you can move, you can try to meet somebody on LinkedIn and try to have a job landed. Some people say, oh, no. Are you kidding me? You're moving from Texas to Pennsylvania. And if you don't start connecting with people in Pennsylvania, with the companies that you've researched, it takes one person. That's it. My favorite saying is one person. So network as much as you can. The recruiting, right? Put on there that you're open to work. You can put on there even when you're not, when like Joel wants to put on there, say he's working, or even myself, I'm working. But listen, my other boss told me, and I learned a lot from him, Dave, everything is for sale. Everything's for sale. So you can put on there that you're looking for work, and then nobody knows it but the recruiters. Okay? It's not out there, but some people put it up there. You can put it on there and you don't have to share it. Recruiters, that's how they recruit on LinkedIn. They type in, let's say, project management in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Guess what? Whoever's on there comes up close that's on LinkedIn. So if you're not on LinkedIn, you just got bypassed, because that's how some of the people get really great connections here that they can find work for you. Again, it's networking and who you know, and I like that, but who wants to know you? Joel, I'm going to remember that one. I could look at that again. I'm sorry. I got to remember this thing. Connections and network are so important. It's not who you know, but who wants to know you. All right. I probably forgot that. I got to remember that one. But, really work on it. The messaging, listen, you can message anybody you want. It's just like Facebook or social media. They don't respond. Groups, right? If you're in a recruiter group or you're in human resources, you're in project management, there are groups that you can join that are active. Because if you join them, right, you just not Google, but you type in there and you join it. You can see if they're active, and you can ask a lot of questions in your groups, right? Again, think of everything I said about LinkedIn right now and what you're able to do, and if you utilize it correctly for work. Again, if you don't know how to utilize it, reach out to a friend and they will help you build your page about you. Or if you want to use the Fever app, whatever that is thing, I can never say it right. I use that for my videos. You can do that on there for like $15. They will create your page for you. Everything about you. Priceless, right? Because you want to look sharp. First impressions, just like in the military, first impressions are so important. I'll tell you what, they're so important. Happy Veterans Day as well. Thank you. No, Joel, thank you. And I said that before, and I was telling my whole family, Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines. My father sent us away, boy. He was like, get out and sign up. But thanks, and it goes out to all the veterans out there, like we said. It's a great to be in the military and for what everybody's done for that. It's priceless. And Joel, that's fine. You're all subject there. That's more important. So join the groups, right? Get engaged in it. If you got your phone, instead of on Facebook, right? Start looking on LinkedIn. There's many of things to do on there. The groups. So I did that. We talked about Sales Navigator and Premium. Listen, Sales Navigator is awesome. I don't care if you're in the business and somebody's paying for it, or your company or yourself. Man, everything's right there about yourself, and you have to pay for a certain amount of credits. So use them wisely. But it's right there. It's so sharp, and that's what you're looking for. So there, and listen, they have all these great create polls now. I've done one. You see a lot of them. They're starting to slow down, but if you create a poll once in a while, it's engagement. People engage. They engage. Guess what? Your ad goes up. It starts being shared more. People start liking it. People will reach out to you. Now, you're not going to know who they are sometimes. Those ones that are auto-generated, listen, half of them aren't even real. And me personally, I just rather send a message and not connect with somebody. Then all of a sudden it comes up, hey, hey, are you doing this and that? Sales, and I get it. But me personally, I don't like that. I just delete them. If somebody does that on mine, I don't want to know them. So I just delete it and don't answer it, because it's my right to. But if you like to do that stuff, it's LinkedIn. You can do what you want. So do the open to work, the providing services. Listen, you can put on there everything about yourself. Public speaker, you're an event planner, you're a project manager, you're a forklift driver. You can get congratulations on a job. When you start a job, isn't it great that on LinkedIn, and this is my opinion, but when on LinkedIn, it's fantastic. Wow, I want to thank everybody. Look, I'm joining this company. You have that energy. Why do you want to post it? Because it makes you feel good. And it makes you feel good because everybody's going to say, congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. And you're going to say, thank you, thank you, thank you. That feels just as good as it does leaving the job. Everybody does it. It's a great tool. Why not? It tells you all your colleagues, because I'll get a message saying, whoa, hey, she moved, or I didn't know, but it tells you what your company going for. So then what? they know somebody at their company. Again, LinkedIn knows. So there you go. You're engaging again into the people that you're finding out. So before you know it, now you know everything about certain companies. You know where your friends moved. You know where they're at. You know where they're. The education you put on there with your education. It shows at the bottom, but you get a little, like if you're Penn State or anybody like that, Virginia Tech, everything's up top. So people like to reach out to people that have been in the same schools, the same colleges. Come on, do you blame them? I think it's cool. Alma Mater, whatever you want to call it. Look, they can reach out and start a group, and then they talk. All your activities. You learn about activities that goes on. You put on your hobbies, that you volunteer. A lot of people like that. You volunteer. If you're at a fire company, you do events for people. Employers like to see that. All right. It's not all about the education and your resumes, but it also volunteering and your personal and your hobbies had something, that finishing touch to it. So really look at that and look at your skills and endorsements. Listen, if you're on LinkedIn and you have some colleagues, ask them to endorse you. There's nothing wrong with that. I'll endorse anybody. If I look at their profile and they do some great things on there and I've had them on a show, I'll send out. It really helps your friends and colleagues. If you're endorsed by somebody that's really a great speaker or that's a higher up in the company, that he endorsed you or he or she for management skills, and another company looks at you and says, wow, well, like Andre Young. I know Andre Young. He's been on my show 4 times. If he endorses me, I mean, people look at Andre and respect Andre. They're going to respect me, kind of. They're going to be like, okay, if Andre likes Dave, then it's okay. So utilize all those features to your advantage for job search. This is all about job searching and learning. Like I said, I only learn from LinkedIn anymore. If I can have anybody on the show that I invite that I really want to learn, I'm going to invite them, because that's my training. So really look at that. Hashtag the living hell out of everybody. Don't worry about it. The birthday. No, I get asked about this. So real quick, you can put on there when it's your birthday, all right, which is great. And I didn't know I had that on there that was activated. And when you do have a lot of people, or even if you have a couple hundred, right? It's like Facebook, right? Oh, happy birthday, Dave. Happy birthday, Dave. The whole friggin' day. Oh my God. It was great. It's great that everybody does that. But then I thought about it. It's all about engagement. So put your birthday on there. I'm telling you, people will see you and say, happy birthday. Now, you might not know them, but so what? So what? You'll get to know them. Why would you get to know them? Because they're a colleague. You're going to wait, hey, what are you doing? What do you do? What kind of skills, everything like that. It all comes back to networking and just getting to know people. A couple more things only. Share your profile. Listen, your profile for LinkedIn should be everywhere. It should be on your email signatures, right? Or in your social media pages. Why not? Put them on there. On your websites, put it on there. Let somebody click on you. If you have it set up correctly, listen, mine's not the best. I just go off of everybody else's. I go in there, I'm like, oh, okay, let me try that. Just like the hashtags, right? Where do you get hashtags, right? I'm not going to lie, man. I find the best people and what they hashtag, and I'll put on there copy and paste. Boom, copy and paste. Boom. Hey, it's on there. But if you don't utilize LinkedIn to your fullest advantage, you're not going to see the outcomes of it. You're not going to see the rewards of what it can do, because it's so powerful for job searching that if I would ever lose my job, I'm going to say again, right? If I ever did that, LinkedIn, I would just reach out to as many. I would come on this live thing and say, hey, everything's for sale. Sell me or hire me, right? It's nothing bad about that. It's not like you're embarrassed to say, listen, I'm looking for work. I really need your help. They don't need to know why you're on LinkedIn, why you lost your job. You're not going to get on there and say, hey, on the comments, wow, what happened? Did you get fired? Or, they don't do that. If you did, that's asinine. I'm sorry, but that's just being a jerk. If you did something like that, if you don't like the person, you don't go after negative. Listen, if you try to avoid all that, don't feed into all those politics and all those freaking questions. I'll tell you what, I'll comment on something. Now I'm like, nah, I'm going to retract that, because then all you know, before you know it, everybody's freaking saying something to you in your messages. And then you're back in high school. You're just going back and forth. And the only other thing that's not good about that is other people that are looking at you, they get to see your activity. So if you're commenting on all that kind of stuff, it's okay to get angry once in a while, but go back and delete it all. That's my advice. I've gone back because I'm like, damn. Or even if I've said something, I've deleted a video, but I don't delete them no more. I don't watch my videos. I just don't watch them at all. You know, Kenny says here, negativity sucks. It does, Kenny. And I don't know if it's when you get older, or I didn't got time for negativity anymore. I keep saying, you say no, I say yes. Listen, if you don't like your job, if you don't like LinkedIn, if you whine and cry about something, then get out. The people at work, if you're complaining, you don't want to be here, you don't want to get up in the morning, you're tired, just freaking quit. Get out, find yourself another job where you're happy, but then you can come back to LinkedIn and find yourself a new job. But the negativity stuff, that's got to go. You will get spam. Listen, you can find a date if you want sometimes on LinkedIn. My God. And it happens to men and women. You know, you see it on LinkedIn. You know, people post on there about the spam. I report the spam. I do. If I see something I don't like, why do I do it? Because if it's something bad, I don't really feel it's inappropriate for somebody to see, I'll block it. I'll block the person, just like anybody. It's like high school. I blocked you. But I just don't want to see that stuff when it comes on, the generated stuff just for sales. You connected with me just for sales, or some people will come on your feeds, comment on your post, and they'll say negative things. They're the ones that I just block. I don't want nothing to do with it. One last thing. Oh, to connect people. Like, say if Kenny and Joel here, and I knew them both, and I'd be like, you know, Kenny, you should connect with Joe, or let me introduce you. That's a great way. I put Kenny, Joel, and myself, and a meet and greet. You put on there, I'm going to introduce you, and guess what? You got a connection. So all these things that I've told you about tonight, listen, mutual connections. There's so many things, like if we're connected, it shows you that there's 300 or 400 of the people that Kenny knows that I know. Excuse me. So overall, and I'll end it at this, 42 minutes. LinkedIn's a powerful tool. And if you really utilize it correctly, listen, nothing just comes to you. Nothing will just come to you. The videos, I try to do like 4 a week. Do I want to do them all the time? No, not all the time. But you have to. Now look at this right here. So Kenny, look at this right here. Hello, Joel, let's connect. Look at that right there. So that's what I'm talking about. So now Kenny and Joel will get to know each other. That's brilliant. Two professionals will get to know each other. And if they connect and they start messaging, listen, I could reach out to probably any kind of question in the staffing industry or coaching or anything for management. I have all the connections I need just to message them. They can be all around the United States, and just say, hey, Steve, I'm going to give Steve Farrell a shout out, you know, in Utah, good friend. I'll ask him some stuff for staffing because he's really into it. He's high up there. I'll ask anybody from a staffing agency, you know, I'll reach out to recruiters. Hey, what have you done? What have you done? Because you don't know everything. You have your experience on LinkedIn. Now you got somebody that's been on it for years, but you should be telling, and I'm going to end it at this. You should be talking to your workers and telling them, the younger generation, because they don't do it, to get on LinkedIn. Use it as a management tool. Tell them all the benefits that you know about. Say, listen, you should be on LinkedIn and a professional. If you're an HR generalist, right? Or if you're, you know, it doesn't matter if you're just an assistant manager or you're a supply chain, you just got promoted, you're a lead, anything. Put it on. You can't really lose, and get that younger generation, get them on there so they can start learning how to be. It's not Facebook. Listen, like I said, we have fun, but at the end of the day, LinkedIn is more so for professionals, and you want to be a professional because that's what we're on here to look for, jobs and connections. So on that note, everybody, thanks, Joel, Jake, and Langston. I like that last name, Wilson. That's kind of the same. But guys, thanks a lot. And I do have a show. What's tomorrow? Thursday. She says Thursday. I'll have one on Sunday. So I will see everybody back then. And I'm going to play this new video. Check it out. $17. That's all this cost me. I come up with the images, and then I send it overseas to someone, and he puts it together, and we both collaborate. Here it is.